Here's what's happening now. Bracing for a burst of snow. It looks like our first snow of the season is just hours away. Carrie?
Also first at 4, Fraser homecoming. We have an update on those families evacuated because of a dangerous sinkhole. Rod.
The North American International Auto Show absolutely underway. Great cars and trucks on the stands here. But more importantly, where is this industry headed? We're going to find out ahead.
And Golden Globe fireworks. Oscar winner Meryl Streep takes on President-elect Donald Trump, and social media goes nuts. Those stories and more, first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, get ready for some big changes in the weather, starting with snow tonight. The storm could bring a few inches to Metro Detroit. Luckily, it will miss this evening's rush hour. So let's get right to the first forecast. Ben, when will the snow arrive?
Yeah, it's not going to miss tomorrow morning's commute. That's what we're focused on, and that's really what has prompted the winter weather advisories that have been posted not only for southeast Michigan, but really most of lower Michigan as well. 11 p.m. tonight is when it takes effect, running through midday Tuesday, and really focused in on tomorrow morning's commute. So far, nothing out there on radar. We anticipate that snow is really going to get going about 11 o'clock tonight and then fall consistently through the overnight hours. Current temperatures are in the upper 20s right now. Wind chills right at 20 degrees, but we anticipate the temperatures will actually be rising to a number of around 32 by tomorrow morning during the heart of the commute. So here's the bottom line. After 10 o'clock tonight is when that snow starts through lunch on Tuesday. The rain comes in quickly after that. Afternoon and evening, snow amounts will be 1 to 4 inches before the rain shows up. So blink and you might miss it. We'll talk about how messy the afternoon's going to be coming up in a few minutes, Karen.
Right, and of course, Ben will keep you up to date on the forecast on Local 4 and on the Local Forecasters app with alerts and interactive radar. You can download that app for free. Also first at 4, a homecoming for nearly 24 families affected by that sinkhole problem over in Fraser. 22 homes were evacuated over Christmas after a sewer collapsed, creating the sinkhole that put the homes in danger along 15 Mile Road. 3 homes have been condemned. Those residents won't be able to go home. Repair efforts continue, and there is a meeting for residents tonight at 6 at Fraser City Hall. 3 men have been charged in a deadly gas station shooting. The shooting happened last Thursday when 24-year-old Javon Perry was shot and killed after paying for his gas. Today, 22-year-old Derek Everson and 23-year-old Kyrell Alonzo were arraigned in court and charged with first-degree murder and a felony firearms charge. The third suspect, 26-year-old Joseph Lucas, was arraigned on Saturday. Fast and Furious is the name of the game as the world's top automakers reveal their newest hot cars at the 2017 North American International Auto Show over at Cobo Hall. Here are 4 of the big reveals so far. Ford announced they are reviving the Ford Bronco and Ford Ranger pickup truck. Chevy unveiled a brand new redesign for their 2018 Traverse. Honda got back into that minivan game with its newest version of the Honda Odyssey, and yesterday VW announced their new microbus with the look of a van from the 60s, but with all the bells and whistles of modern cars. Most of these vehicles are expected to hit dealerships later this year. Our Rod Maloney is live at Cobo Hall, catching up with some of the movers and shakers in the auto industry. An exciting day today, Rod.
That's Karen. You know, look, I'm here at the Ram stand, the Dodge Ram, the 1500, and this is the truck sort of at the center of everything that FCA CEO Sergio Marchionne had to talk about today. The plant where it's built, the plant where it's going to, what comes to the plant behind it, and all kinds of other important things for people here in Metro Detroit. But he also was talking about President-elect Trump, his Twitter feed, and how he got praise for Chrysler, how he had praise for Chrysler today, and his reaction to it.
If I ever start tweeting, shoot me.
No Twitter fan. FCA CEO Sergio Marchionne wasn't shy about the decision he made really more than a year ago about the Warren truck plant. Its current vehicle, the Ram 1500, will move to Sterling Heights, and his announcement last night about putting the Jeep Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer, both vehicles we've not even seen yet, here, was not because of Donald Trump, but the result still is positive.
It's 2,000 new jobs. that did not exist before.
It's likely the majority of them will go to Toledo on the launch of the global Wrangler. He's adding another Wrangler plant because he can't keep up with demand. We don't see the new SUVs coming from Warren for a while, though, because it's a very old plant and is going to need a massive conversion.
Needs substantial intervention into the paint shop. The whole assembly process needs to be completely rethought through because of size requirements for the Wagoneer and the Grand Wagoneer coming in. So that will take us into 19.
The Wrangler story gets complicated by the notion of tariffs the president-elect appears ready to impose.
Restrictive distribution practices, which unfortunately are going to run against the tariff world, are unhelpful. And so it may force a resizing of our commitment to the U.S. simply because of the fact that I cannot take it outside.
Now, Marchione had one other thing to say among many that was important. He said that he did not slight the show by revealing a car out in Las Vegas last week. And instead, he says he'll be back with reveals here at the North American International Auto Show. In fact, the replacement for this vehicle is what he says that he'll be announcing next year. So he is not insulting the North American International Auto Show by not having reveals here this year. Reporting live at the North American International Auto Show, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right. Thank you, Rod. And our coverage of the auto show is just getting started. Tonight at 5, why mobility could be the key to the future of the auto industry. At 6 p.m., more details on the big Ford reveals. And then at 10 o'clock, Devin Skillian and Kimberly Gill host a special Dateline Detroit, giving you a complete preview of what to expect at this year's show. The man accused of killing 5 people at the Fort Lauderdale airport on Friday appeared in federal court today. 26-year-old Esteban Santiago is facing charges of carrying out violence at an airport and killing with a firearm. This video, obtained by TMZ, shows Santiago as he takes out the gun from underneath his shirt and then begins shooting. Police say Santiago fired between 10 and 15 shots before he was arrested. Prosecutors in the case are seeking the death penalty. The Trump transition kicks into high gear this week. Up first, the president-elect's choice for Attorney General faces a confirmation hearing tomorrow. Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions will be one of the first cabinet picks to appear on Capitol Hill. Then, tomorrow night, President Barack Obama will give a farewell address. That address comes out of Chicago. And then President-elect Donald Trump is scheduled to hold a news conference on Wednesday. He's supposed to address conflict of interest issues with his business empire. And we just got word his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, will be named a senior advisor in the White House. That could complicate family ties for the next president, so he could face some questions about that appointment. Also on Wednesday for the Trump transition team, confirmation hearings start for Rex Tillerson, Trump's nominee for Secretary of State. He's likely to face questions about his relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Also today, the president-elect is tweeting his response to Oscar winner Meryl Streep. Social media is on fire this afternoon after her comments at the Golden Globes targeting Trump. We also have his response coming up in our top trending stories. Also ahead first at 4, a major break in the Kim Kardashian robbery. What clues led police to the thieves they say terrorized the reality TV star. And Ben Bailey tracking snow that's headed our way. How much and how will it affect your drive to work tomorrow morning? Get ready, everybody. Paula.
The sign says you're now leaving the wonderful world of Marvin's and re-entering the grim world of reality. And today, that is sadly and incredibly true. We take a look at Marvin Yagoda's legacy and how it can still stay alive.
Coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
The father of a 19-year-old man charged with tampering with evidence after a West Bloomfield woman was found shot to death in a burning car, speaking only to us.
And the only thing missing is Jalen. He's my go-to guy.
James Stringer tells us what unfolded that night and why he says his son is not guilty.
Taking a walk inside Marvin's marvelous mechanical museum is like taking a walk back in time. Today, fans of this hidden gem in Farmington Hills are mourning the loss of the man who had entertained people of all ages with his collection. Our Paula Tutman joins us now more on Marvin's life and the future of the museum that so many families enjoy. Paula?
Hi, Karen. Yeah, you know, before there was this, there really was this. I mean, for some of us, this is the machinery of our childhood. For others, really old relics. Handful of quarters, you can still have fun. Here's a little trivia. See right there? Marvin is still alive in so many ways. He had this made, and right there in that car, that's him and his girlfriend, Jake. And today, so many, as you said, are mourning his passing. Welcome to the world of Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum. A place where a quarter or two can still buy nostalgia. Look carefully past the animation and the weirdness and, yes, the laughter. And you'll find a community inside this magical place of living, breathing human beings and people who are hurting, because there's one sound missing from this place today, the sound of Marvin Yagoda, a man who simply loved to share his toys.
He was always fascinated with old machines, farm equipment, coin-op devices.
He died last night after a long illness, surrounded by family and loved ones.
He was the Wizard of Oz, the Walt Disney of my life. So he'll be missed.
He leaves behind nearly 1,000 other children, the marvelous mechanical children he's collected for nearly 80 years.
Little carnival, little heartwarming. I mean, there's a little of everything. There's a lot of passion put into this. This was his passion.
We recently featured him on Live in the D.
When they get a smile on their face and you know it's real 100% enjoyment, that's what I love.
Here's a guy that's making his living off of the quarters that people pay, and he's just handing them out.
Oh, that's great! In so many ways, he was the Henry Ford of arcade machines. It's hard to do the math, but consider that he has original collector's items from the 1800s, thousands of pieces of paraphernalia, one-of-a-kind games, and creepy, kitschy, spine-tingling stuff. Wow. And you can play with absolutely everything.
He loved so many people, and I think that's why his heart just finally gave out. You know, he used it too much.
His private game room, made public, priceless.
Everything here is historical, and there's a story to every single item that's here.
You know, and we wanted to end with this sign because it really does seem so apropos at a time like this, re-entering the grim world of reality. So what happens next? Well, Marvin had one son. We spoke to him. He says he certainly wants to keep his father's passion alive, and that is with a handful of quarters, making people happy. Karen?
Such a unique spot. All right. Thank you very much, Paula. Ben is back, and boy, we are in for not a huge storm, but enough to cause us some headaches tomorrow morning.
Yes, and that's exactly, it's a small window. And Mother Nature is going to take care of it on the backside, but for the morning commute, it is going to be tough sledding, no pun intended. Tonight, though, we're going to be dry. Temperatures will remain pretty steady, upper 20s here as we get through midnight, and we think that snow is going to start somewhere in here. So about 11 o'clock midnight, we'll start seeing those flakes fly. The real accumulation begins as we get overnight, but not much to look at right now here, at least over the state of Michigan. We're just starting to get some returns show up here in Lake Michigan, but the band that we're tracking right now is in the western sections of Wisconsin and northern Illinois, and that'll cross the lake and again be here by about 11 o'clock tonight. We'll start seeing the snow accumulate, and then that's going to continue overnight tonight right on through the morning commute. And you can see that some of these bands in the dark blue colors will really get going as we get overnight. Towards tomorrow morning, there may be a brief lull in here, at least that's what this model is suggesting, as these colors go a little bit lighter. And then as a secondary push of moisture comes in about 10 o'clock or so, that should add to those totals. But notice that there is some warmer air on the backside of this snow. So that's going to be drying this out and possibly changing it over to a brief mix, although that's really not our big concern because the temperatures are going to be warming through the day. So anything that does fall in a freezing rain or sleet form is going to be taken care of by Mother Nature pretty quickly. In the afternoon, that's when we're looking at all rain. That's going to continue through about 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Definitely by midnight, we'll see that rain wrap up. But as that cold front comes through, wind gusts tomorrow late in the evening and overnight are going to be reaching the 40-mile-an-hour plus range. So it is definitely going to be windy, despite the fact that we're going to see 40-degree temperatures tomorrow. So let's look at our snowfall totals, and we'll break it down here in our 4-zone forecast. Keep in mind, if you don't get out and measure this stuff before noon, it's going to quickly go away. We'll call it 2 to 3 inches here at our metro zone. Lowest numbers will be in the south zone. This is where the warm air will have an effect early. Anywhere from about 1 to 2 generally is what we're expecting here as we get into tomorrow. West zone snow totals anywhere between 2 in Manchester, and you can see that band of 3 inches plus starting about at I-96 and going to the north. And our highest totals will be in the north zone, especially here in Sanilac County, where we expect over 4 inches of snow, but generally 3 to 4 is what we're looking at in our north zone before that rain takes hold and starts eating away at that in the second half of tomorrow. So tonight we'll see temperatures rising. By the time we wake up tomorrow, they'll be right around 32. We're still anticipating that this will be snow through the morning commute, and then we'll see a switch over as we get into the noon hour and beyond. High temperatures tomorrow are going to be late. We'll get to 40 degrees, but it's probably not going to be till 8 o'clock, maybe even later before that happens. And it's going to be all rain after the lunch hour tomorrow. 5 or 7 day forecast, I should say, gets temperatures into the mid 40s by Thursday. So even though we have those numbers below freezing tonight, once they rise above 32, we're not going to fall below that mark again until early on Friday morning. So we've got quite a warm stretch here, another chance of rain there on Thursday, and then temperatures start cooling next week, and we go back to at least the possibility of some snow by the weekend. Karen?
All right, thank you, Ben. The Oscar winner versus the president-elect, plus other celebrities getting involved, and many of you are also debating what she said and what he tweeted. The top trending stories next. Up first, it's been weeks since Kim Kardashian was tied up and robbed in Paris. How did police finally get a break in the case? Time now for a look at today's top trending stories on your Monday afternoon. We begin in France, where police have arrested 17 people who they believe played a role in robbing Kim Kardashian. Kardashian was tied up and held at gunpoint back in October while in Paris. The robbers made off with nearly $10 million worth of jewelry, but left Kardashian unharmed. Police used DNA from the scene to track down the suspects before making 17 arrests this morning. Those suspects are now being held and questioned about the crime. Well, even if you didn't watch the Golden Globes last night, you probably heard about Meryl Streep blasting Donald Trump. She was accepting a Lifetime Achievement Award, but then launched into a pointed speech about the president-elect without ever mentioning his name. Her message to Trump, the person about to move into the most respected office in the world, should set a more empathetic example for the country.
Disrespect invites disrespect. Violence incites violence. When the powerful use their position to bully others, we all lose.
Overnight, the president-elect tweeted his response to Streep, writing, quote, Meryl Streep, one of the most overrated actresses in Hollywood, doesn't know me but attacked last night at the Golden Globes. She is a Hillary flunky who lost big. Those debating online include tennis legend Chris Everett, who defended Streep, writing in part, Meryl Streep, the greatest actress of all time, someone we all look up to and respect. Wrong again. Some of Everett's fans weren't happy she got political. And on the other side, some of you left messages on our Facebook page saying things like this, quote from Rick. Those precious little overpaid pampered actors need to stick to acting. They don't have to worry about health care or having to actually work a hard job. You can find that conversation and join in on our WDIV Facebook page. Still ahead, first at 4, a little boy has a birthday celebration he will never forget, and the whole world has seen the photos. Before we go to break, here's a look at what I'm working on for tonight's 11. It's a new, powerful, and deadly drug claiming the lives of young people unable to escape its grip.
I will never forget those words. He said, I think he's dead. He's cold.
Doctors warn this drug can be more powerful than heroin.
They mix it with things that it shouldn't be mixed with, and that's what causes the fatal intoxication.
A mother's urgent warning for other parents tonight at 11.
Finally, first at 4, a little boy in England had the birthday of a lifetime when he got to meet his heroes outside of Windsor Castle.
Yeah, you're going to see Marshall. He turned 4 on Friday, and to celebrate, look at that. He dressed up as one of the Queen's Guards.
Yeah, I went to visit Windsor Castle. At the castle, Marshall was the star of the show, as you would probably expect. He took pictures with visitors, shook hands with tourists, and even got a picture with one of the guards before his day was done. A birthday to remember.
They're not supposed to talk, right? The guards.
No,
They gotta just
very serious. But that is a cute picture.
That is really cool. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. First at 4, we are back in a half hour with Local 4 News at 5. Inside Edition is next.